If you've got an asphalt shingle roof, you definitely know that feeling of anxiety watching it get older. Especially for us here in the Midwest, right? Our weather can just be brutal. But what if there was a smarter, a more modern way to get more life out of your roof and save thousands of dollars while you're at it? Well, today we're going to dive into this really innovative solution from a company called Rejuvenate Minnesota.
So let me ask you a question that's probably on your mind. Is your roof aging faster than it should? It's a huge concern for homeowners, you know? Watching those shingles get baked by the sun, then frozen solid, and just wondering, are they really holding up?
You know, every asphalt roof basically has a ticking clock on it, and that clock ticks a lot faster here in Minnesota. That constant cycle of freezing winters and these hot, humid summers, it just works overtime to break down your roof's main line of defense, leaving it pretty vulnerable. So what's actually happening up there that makes these shingles fail? See, it's not just about age. It's a very specific process of degradation that happens at a molecular level, right inside the shingle itself. Let's take a closer look at what's really going on.
You've probably seen the science, right? The shingles start to look dry and brittle. Maybe you see some cracking or the edges are curling up. Or you see all those little protective granules collecting in your gutters. Well, all of that is happening for one big reason. The natural oils inside the asphalt are drying out. And our classic Minnesota freeze-thaw cycles just hit the gas pedal on that whole process, leaving your roof exposed.
For decades, really the only solution was a super expensive and disruptive replacement. But what if there was a better way? Now we're seeing this modern solution come to light, a much smarter alternative to just tearing off a perfectly good roof and starting all over again.
And listen, this is not some fly-by-night idea. This technology has actually been featured in major industry publications like Roofing Magazine. They called it the first-of-its-kind corn-based roof rejuvenation solution. I mean, that's a huge endorsement, and it really points to a big shift in how we should be thinking about roof maintenance.
And you know what the best part is? This proven technology is available right here, in our own backyard. Roof Rejuvenate Minnesota, they're based right in St. James, and they're the trusted local provider for communities all over, from Mankato and Blue Earth to Rochester and even down into northern Iowa.
So, how does it actually work? This is where it gets really fascinating. We're going to get into the science of this rejuvenation, because what makes this treatment so incredibly different is that it works from the inside out.
Okay, imagine this. A temporary coating is kind of like putting a cheap raincoat on your shingles. Yeah, it sits on the surface, but it can actually trap moisture underneath, which is bad. But roof rejuvenation, it's more like a deep moisturizer for dry skin. It doesn't just sit on top, it actually penetrates deep down into the shingle to restore those essential oils that it's lost over time, literally revitalizing it from the inside out.
And the formula itself is pretty incredible. Get this, it's a 95% USDA certified bio-based formula. That means it's made from natural, non-toxic materials, specifically a corn-based oil. So it's completely safe for your family, for your pets, and for the environment around your home.
So, here is the payoff. What does all that science actually get you? Well, by putting those oils back, it restores the shingle's flexibility, which stops the cracking. It improves granular adhesion, so those little protective flecks actually stay put. It also strengthens UV protection and makes it way harder for mold and moss to grow. And the bottom line? It extends the life of your roof. Okay, so it sounds great in theory, but what's it actually like to have it done? The good news is, the application is a really simple 3-step process that's designed to be quick, clean, and totally non-disruptive for you. First, a pro from Roof Rejuvenate Minnesota comes out and does a complete assessment, just to make sure your roof is a good candidate. Second, they do a full roof tune-up, securing any loose flashings, those metal pieces around chimneys and vents that are prone to leaks. And finally, the application itself is just a quick, clean spray that's usually done in under 2 hours. That's it. And the results are fast. We're not talking weeks here. Within just 72 hours, that treatment has fully penetrated and your roof's flexibility and waterproofing protection are back in business. Your roof is ready to face that Minnesota weather again, only this time it's stronger. All right, now for the part that really hits home for your wallet. Smarter maintenance means bigger savings. Let's look at the financial case for rejuvenating your roof instead of jumping into a premature replacement. I mean, the numbers here are just staggering. A full roof replacement is one of the most expensive things a homeowner will ever have to deal with. Roof rejuvenation, on the other hand, typically costs about 85% less. That is a massive, massive difference that can save you literally thousands of dollars. So here's the real takeaway. By being proactive, by taking care of what you have, you can significantly extend the useful life of the roof that's already on your house. This isn't just a Band-Aid fix. It's a long-term preservation strategy that stops you from rushing into a massive expense before it's truly necessary. Which brings us to the final and I think most important question. Why on earth would you go through the cost, the mess, and the environmental waste of a full replacement when you can restore and rejuvenate the roof you already have? It's all about working smarter, not harder.
So if you're in southeastern Minnesota or northern Iowa and you're thinking your roof might be a good candidate for this, the next step is super simple. You can get a totally free, no-obligation estimate just to see if you qualify. Just visit their website at roofrejuvenatemn.com or you can give them a call. Thanks so much for tuning in.